welcome to tonight's show. You're with Tom, Brian and Steve, and this is from the Sidelines. And we have our friend Tom back. How are you, Tom?
Yeah, I'm getting there.
What's that you're wearing?
This is a jersey given to me by my workmates.
Thank you very much.
Well,
and
thank you,
Brian. You know, we have a dress policy on this show, and I'm afraid, Tom, you've breached the policy.
Oh, excuse me, what are you wearing?
Yeah, that's also very ugly.
Yeah, that's just abuse.
I'm wearing something that is beautiful. You are wearing
well,
something
at
else.
least
Visual
can I just say, Steve? At least he's wearing Oos. Not Sydney Roosters. No, Oos.
Well, actually, you know, I prefer East to the Sydney Roosters.
Yeah, I agree. So do I. Because they're not the Sydney Roosters.
I love hearing it.
They're
I love
eastern
hearing my
suburbs.
team's name shouted over and over again. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. But unfortunately, you don't even call yourself that. So.
And you know the best part about this week's round?
What's that?
We didn't lose. Next. Moving on.
Yeah, we need to move far away from that. Trust me.
You didn't play either. All right,
That's
so
material.
we are going to talk about the round of NRL that's just been played, which, gentlemen, was a shortened round this week.
Yes.
Yes.
And it was a very sad round for a number of us. I can't say I was impressed with too much of the football, though.
Yeah, it was a bit of an average, average round.
There was one or two games that weren't too bad. Let's start out at KO Stadium. We are going to talk about State of Origin later on, by the way.
Yes,
so
absolutely.
we will get there.
Yep.
And I've been proven right a number of times. But anyway.
He loves to throw that in, doesn't he? Because he's got the power.
What's he even talking about?
I don't know.
Like, you've proven right, which just means he agrees with us.
Agrees with himself. He agrees with
KO
himself.
Stadium, Dolphins 26, Dragons 12. And for some reason, people are in uproar over a 7-tackle try to St. George. I mean,
That's
honestly,
just disgraceful, isn't it? Oh, yes. Only winning by 14 points. You Dolphin fans should be absolutely livid.
I tell you what, I got to say, I'm impressed with the Dolphins.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
they against the bigger teams, they obviously struggle, but they are really impressive at times.
It's, you know,
They're
so
dogged. I think they just stay in the contest.
Yes.
That's what you admire about them.
and you know, I think you know, no one would have said that Anthony Milford was a good signing. We're all going, oh jeez. You know, he was exceptional this round. He was fantastic in defence, fantastic in attack, and he just ran the show.
Well,
ran the show.
But Nicarima as well. I mean,
Jermaine
we all
Asako,
thought.
his
I've
career.
always
his career's out
liked
a new
Jermaine
kick-
Asako.
Yeah.
He's got a new kickstart to his career.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
he's just livened up his career.
I must admit, I like Asako as well.
Yeah, but he's always been rocks and diamonds. But this year,
He's been tremendous.
Every game he's playing well.
Yeah, but that's you know, I get that. I get that people say rocks and diamonds, but when you're a kid, so Jermaine Asako is what, 23, 24?
Yep.
You know what, you're going to have good games and bad games.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I hate it when people say, oh, Luke Brooks, rocks and diamonds. No, dude, he's just rocks. Now, you play 10
He rocks, you say?
You play 10 years at a club, that's rocks. You know, you get an occasional diamond. Yeah, no, I'm a fan of Jermaine Asako. He's just
And I
becoming a
wasn't
little bit more
saying anything against
consistent.
him. I'm just saying that
Yep.
he's come to the club and
Yeah.
he's been so much more consistent.
Yeah, because at the Broncos he was in and out, in and out, in and out. They dumped him on the Titans. He didn't fit their style of play.
Yeah.
You know, he's the kind of player who you want to build a club around, but can fit in very nicely to that you know, big back three bringing the ball in. So,
But he adds some excitement to their back
Oh,
line.
absolutely.
He's so good. The Dragons, I'm very concerned about.
oh man, they
You know,
are useless.
The players that they've touted as, you know, being the next sort of phase of their team, Sloan, Sullivan, they've got some really good skill in them, but they're very inconsistent.
Yes.
Yep.
And they don't bring it out often enough.
Yep. You know what the Dragons need?
Another one.
So several years ago, my club was in the same position. They had these talented kids coming through, and they brought in some old, really good, consistent players. So they brought in like Ben Kennedy, and he kind of showed the forwards how to play. You know what the Dragons should do? They should get Ewan Aiken and Tyson Frizzell. All right.
Maybe they should. What do you think about Riles potentially being their coach?
I don't have a problem with it.
Look, I mean, the Roosters have made a decision. He's not going to be there next year, and
Yeah.
you know, I mean, and to all intents and purposes, he probably should go now because his head's going to be in two different places. So,
Well, I don't know. Sir Aldo was able to do both the Penrith job and think ahead to the Bulldogs
So was
job.
what's his
and
name
so
over
was
at the Warriors?
yeah.
Look, I don't think it's too big a deal. I don't know whether he's the right person, but you got to take a punt somewhere along the line.
Yeah.
And they're not going to get Wayne Bennett. They're not going to get Craig Bellamy. They're not going to get Trent Robinson. So they've got to take a punt. And do you take a punt on, Shane Flanagan's already said he doesn't want the job. He doesn't want to go.
And they don't want him either.
They don't want him.
And there's bad blood between them.
Yeah. So
And somebody like Barrett.
there's no other premiership winners.
But there is.
Who?
And I've said this a couple of times now. I don't know if I've said on this show, but Michael Checker has put his hands up for this job.
Oh, you mean?
And
Which premiership team has he coached? Actually, which NRL has he
None.
coached?
None.
So we're talking about experience, and you come up with a bloke who's got diddly squat.
Let me explain.
Which club was he as an assistant at? No.
He was
Tell
at the
me.
Roosters.
Tell me. He was at the Roosters. And he spent time at Melbourne.
And Lebanon.
Yeah. So tell me one thing. Do you think Wayne Bennett is just really, really intelligent when it comes to football, or do you think he's a really good man manager? Because I'm telling you now, that's what Michael Checker would be. And if you put Michael Checker in with some quality assistants like listen to me.
No.
Yes.
See, that's where you're wrong again. Wayne Bennett chooses the team around him well.
That's right.
I don't even know whether
Michael Checker do it.
Can Wayne Bennett coach? I don't know, but you know what? He can certainly pick an assistant coach, and
Exactly.
a defensive coach, and an attacking coach.
And if you put some assistant coaches with St George DNA around Michael Checker, I think it would be exciting.
Well then just put a St George bloke in.
No.
Yes.
Because Michael Checker's a list got experience.
And it's proven not to work at St George, whereas it often works at Manly.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's enough about that game. It was boring.
Poor old Dragons.
Yeah.
Parramatta 24, North Queensland 16.
Jeez. Parramatta, did you guys want to win? Or did you just want to throw games away?
Well, they tried to, but
They tried very hard not to win that game. Go.
Yeah.
I'm not allowed to say anything about Parramatta. Apparently I'm too biased.
well, you are, but say it anyway.
Wiremu Greg's starting to find his place in first grade. I think
Yes.
he's been really good. He's had to fill in for Reg, and he's not let them down. He's been good.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah.
No.
And that's again, these. A lot of clubs have these young blokes coming through, and they throw them into first grade, and as soon as they don't succeed, the club fans eat them alive.
Yeah.
If he was their forward leader, full stop, I think the club would be in a great deal of trouble. But the fact that they've got Paulo and RCG sitting there mentoring the bloke, that's exactly the kind of talent that the Dragons need.
And Makatoa's starting to step up.
Yeah,
and
he's been good.
Oregon Kafusi. So it's a few of their second-rate players are starting to fill the gaps now.
Oregon Kafusi's been touted as the next big thing for about 4 years.
Yeah.
So he obviously can play. So
And Dylan Brown's been killing it. I think. He's been
yeah.
I like Hopgood. I think he's an exceptional.
Tremendous. Yeah, it's pity. It's pity he's a Queenslander.
Yeah.
Pity he played for Parramatta.
No, but he's been tremendous. Yeah.
So
really good.
last week,
Yep.
Cowboys get smashed. Was it? No, it wasn't last week. It was
Yeah.
the week before.
No, it was last week.
Was it last week?
Yeah.
They got smashed 66 by.
Yeah.
And I really thought they were going to come out and it started out that they were going to really take the game by the scruff of the neck, but very quickly lost it. And Parramatta, I mean, let's face it, Parramatta weren't that good either. It was a pretty sloppy game, but
They were probably the best team of the weekend.
Parramatta,
Eels?
Yeah.
no,
Oh, okay.
the Raiders were better than them.
You reckon?
Yes.
No, I don't think so.
Oh, the Raiders were exceptional.
Anyway,
And-
the Cowboys are gone anyway now.
Yeah.
Can we stop? Let's not talk about the Cowboys anymore. There's no Cowboy fans. No
Well-
one likes them.
Well, hang on. How do you know that just because no one is a Cowboys fan who talks on it, doesn't mean we don't have any.
Yeah. Yeah.
There
Have
are
some
no
respect.
Cowboys
Have
fans.
some respect, right?
Yes.
Moving on.
Broncos 26, Warriors 22.
Yeah.
I was at the South game and I was watching the end of this, and 10 minutes to go, it was Broncos 26, 10, I think it was, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then in the last 10 minutes, or probably even 8 minutes, the Warriors scored 2 more tries to get them back to 22. And then I looked at it with seconds to go and it was 26-26. And I thought, wow, this must be an exceptional game. Only to hear that a Warriors guy pulled back the Broncos jumper and blew the whole thing.
Yeah. Yeah, look, the Warriors have been
hardly
playing
too.
80 minutes. The Warriors have been playing 80 minutes all season. You know, they haven't been the best team all the time, but they've played for 80 minutes, and that's credit to their coach, I think. And Sean Johnson's having a purple patch this year.
So let me ask, was the pull on the jumper, and I didn't see it clearly, so
Yeah.
I'll ask you, was the pull
Pretty
on the
obvious.
jumper,
It's pretty obvious.
It was.
and did it
Yeah.
stop him? Did it interfere?
Probably not.
Okay.
Probably.
But you can't do it.
No.
You
But you
can't
can't
do
do
it.
it.
That's just
And
the
the
thing.
bunker are a stickler for the rules. I mean, you know, they have no flexibility whatsoever.
You can't do it. It was a blatant rule breach. It didn't affect anything,
No.
but he did it.
Yeah.
It was just dumb.
And the Broncos
It's a
were
coach killer, as
the
they
Broncos
say.
were missing some players. So,
Yes, they were.
you know, so
I didn't pick the Broncos just for that reason. Like their entire forward rotation was
I don't
out.
even look at my tipping anymore.
Oh my
bad.
goodness.
No,
I
you're
can't
so
remember.
far down the bottom.
I can't remember
Yeah.
what happened. Anyway.
They're terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible. The Warriors, I don't know what's anyway.
I believe that young Broncos halfback had a good game again.
Yeah,
He's all right.
yeah, it goes all right.
Yeah, they're looking at extending him too.
Yeah, another 2 years. Yeah, I wonder. You know that club that let him go. They were. You know, they're on the right track there.
Dunces.
Yeah, thinking. Imagine that. Imagine letting a bloke go who guides the team around the park continually. He's on every game. Like he's missed one game in 2 years, but they let him go.
Speaking of Neville's, let's move on to the match of the round.
See, Tom, this is where you let yourself down. Your mate Cooper Cronk also said South should let him go. I'll leave it at that. Okay. Accor
I don't know
Stadium,
what that means. Anyway.
Canberra Raiders 33, South 26.
What a
I was
boring game
devastated.
this was. This was a
This
boring
was-
game.
this was-
a
if-
nothing
it was.
game.
If
nothing game.
you ask any of the experts who know about the game,
We are
you'll
experts. Excuse me.
know. You will
We're
know.
experts.
You will know this was the best game of the round.
That you lost.
Yeah, I got to say. But you know what? As unbiased as I am, I can deal with the loss.
Okay. Tell us about the loss, Steve.
It hurt.
No. Tell us about the game, Steve. Where did you lose it? And we're asking
Oh.
Steve because Steve, we want to see how truly unbiased Steve is. Steve.
Okay. I'm going to tell you how unbiased I am. Demetrio, the coach, who I have a lot of time for, made a mistake.
And what was that?
Made a big mistake.
Coming to South?
No, that was a mistake he made years ago. No, he put a forward into the centre position, and if you look at where Canberra scored their tries, it was through that centre
Who
position.
did you put in the centres?
Cartwright.
Oh, okay. Right.
That's where they kept coming through that centre position. He would have been. My personal view is he would have been better off putting a proper defensive centre in that position than putting a forward. Now, I think Cartwright had a good game outside of a number of
Were
defensive
Milne and
lapses.
Tass both playing that
Yes.
that week?
Yeah.
Wasn't one
Well,
of
because
them in-
because
on the
Tass
other
is
side.
over the other side with Johnson,
Yeah.
and Mill was the winger.
But he could have moved in.
But he could have moved in. Well, that's right. He
He's
could have
played
moved into centres and brought Isaac Thompson back onto the wing. There was a number of options, but look, I don't think Milne is a great defensive centre anyway. But
Yeah.
that was
it's
my
been
concern,
handy for
and,
you.
and that's where he kept going.
Yeah,
through.
look, I know because my club does the same thing.
Yeah.
It's one position across on the field. Like, really, you should be able to handle it.
Should be able to, but didn't.
The difference is the attack. I don't know if they were just coming too hard at him.
No, I think if
Don't know whether I agree with you there.
well, you have to. I think if Campbell Graham was there, Souths win the game. But
I don't think
their
we
whole
would have been
defensive,
better though.
their whole defensive. Well, they only lost by 7 points.
Yeah, they only lost by goal kicks.
Well, that's right. The whole defensive structure seemed
Yeah.
missing. It wasn't their attack. Their attack was fine.
Yep.
it was a defensive structure that was letting him down. Now you take out Mitchell, you take out Campbell Graham, you take out Cameron Murray, who is that glue that holds that defence together.
Yeah.
It was always going to be an issue.
Corey
it hurt more losing last week.
Yeah.
I expected to lose this one. It hurt more losing
You
last week.
expected to lose this one.
Yes.
Well, there was the opportunity to lose this game.
What kind of fan are you?
Because the players were going to be out. I thought this was going to be a danger game.
Corey Horsburgh had another blinder. I thought he was terrific.
Yeah.
And look, he used to be a niggler once, and he
still is.
But not the same now. He's playing good football now. I enjoyed watching him.
He's learnt when to be grubby rather than just
I
grubby.
don't think he's quite the same.
Look, Papa Lee had a good game as well.
Didn't he? What?
You could see there were 3 or 4 South players trying to hang on to him and struggle
Maybe it
to
was
put
just
him down.
maybe it's just the maroon jumper off his shoulder.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Just feeling.
Maybe Whiten had a good game.
Yeah,
Damn
like
it.
just typical that Queensland picking. Oh, sorry.
Let's talk about Corey Hadawiranara for
Yeah.
Um,
Far out.
That was scary.
bet it was.
We were watching, and the play was actually down on the south line. He actually collapsed on about the 20-metre line, I think, or maybe the 30-metre line, and hadn't been involved in the play, so it wasn't like he got
He had a
hit
hit
or
up just before that, though.
He had a hit.
was
Well,
30-ish
couple
seconds.
of plays
Oh, was
before.
it?
Yeah,
Okay, right.
That he hadn't been involved in the play for probably
a bit of
30
time.
seconds.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
And the cameras were not even on him. But I was watching over here. I didn't even see him collapse.
Yeah.
Yep.
But all of a sudden you look down and you see him on the ground and he's having a fit. And it was as scary as... I've never seen anything as scary
Yeah, I remember
as
Atkins was reviewing the bomb, and he said, and have a look at that. Oh, hang on. He said, don't worry about that. He said, we've got to deal with what's going over here.
Yeah.
And he looked really concerned.
And the South players and the
Yeah,
Canberra
the
Rays
clubs,
players got
it
around
was
him.
great.
And,
Yeah. As much as, and I guess, what are the game, other than rugby league, you absolutely hate each other and you're trying to kill each other, but as soon as something goes wrong, it's a united front.
Oh, yeah.
And that's,
And that's
Well,
the
all
way
the
it should
players
be.
respect how much effort they have to put into to play from week
Yeah,
to week. So they
absolutely.
all get that,
Yeah.
And that's why they shake hands at the end of the game, because they, you guys worked hard,
I
whatever.
wouldn't. I'd still be cranky if I lost.
Yeah, you'd be walking around decking them, wouldn't you?
I'd be a cranky man.
And look,
What do you mean you would be?
That's true. He is a cranky man. But to see that he was released
Yeah.
from hospital
Yeah.
later on early that next morning, and he's
I
put
thought
out
that
a
was
message.
surprising they actually let him out at 3:30.
Yeah, 3:30 in the morning. Why
But
would you
that's
do that?
classic New South Wales health. Sorry.
Quick, get him
Can't
out the
find
door.
any reason to keep you here. We need a
Yeah,
bed. Get
they
out.
probably had someone waiting to go into that bed at 3:30 in the morning.
It was pretty bad.
But yeah, it was scary. But anyway, we all hope he's doing very well.
Yeah, for sure.
Apparently, yeah.
Be a while before he gets back on the park, though, because
Well-
there's a lot of investigations.
In saying that, they can't find anything wrong, and he's going, I'm ready to go. I certainly hope that the club takes it very, very slowly.
Absolutely.
Right.
There's and to be honest, he's quite lucky, because if that had happened at home, and he's on his own or driving a car, he's that's
Yep.
Sure.
anyway. Continuing on.
Last game of this round.
Snooze Fest, the last game of the season,
Snooze
last game of
fest.
the round. Are you going to tell me this was a good game? Newcastle 28, Sea Eagles 18.
It was a good game in the fact that before the runaway try, it was tight.
Manly scored 2 intercept tries.
I know.
So really, take those out, and it's now 28.
Oh, hang on.
6.
They scored intercept tries as well.
I'm going to ask you, there was a try that,
Yeah, which one?
the one where, hang on, let me think about this. There was one where Newcastle got the ball back, but it was over the line,
Yeah.
and I swear they lost it forward.
Yeah, they did.
And then it was pushed back, and they were able to get the ball back again. What?
I don't know. There
There were a number of decisions in this game that were dodgy.
there were a number of decisions in this game that were dodgy. Look, and I'm not and don't hear me say by any stretch of the imagination that my team was the better team and they lost.
No, you didn't deserve to win.
No, absolutely. But
Very harsh.
But I'm honest, Tom.
Really honest.
I'm
I
unbiased
said
and
the
honest.
same. There were decisions in that game that made no sense. At one point, Ruben Garrick was tackled by. This is the one. This is the one that stands out for me. Dane Gagai, angry man. All right, tackles Ruben Garrick. does a Latrell Mitchell. Picks him up, throws him on the ground, picks him up, throws him on the ground, picks him up, throws him on the ground.
I told you other players do it.
Ruben Garrick gets up, looks at the ref, who's just going, play on, play on. Literally, 2 plays later, Croker makes a tackle and is off a fraction of a second late, and the ref blows a penalty. Too slow, slow on the ball, play down. It was an atrocious refereeing.
Yeah, it was. And I say that from, I was upset enough that we'd lost the night before.
Oh.
But yeah, it was.
Imagine if you lose in those circumstances,
you think Cooler should have gone to the bin?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah, I think it's... look,
I mean, it was marginal.
it was marginal, but the game has made a decision that if your shoulder comes in contact with a head, it's 10 in the bin. Full stop. So, although I think the tackle was great, and I don't think there was a single thing wrong with it.
Was it because it was Kanaponga?
Well, that's the point. This is another point I want to make. So, Kalen Ponga, you say that, and for those that don't know, Kalen Ponga now has a history with head concussions.
Yes.
On the 3rd or 4th tackle of the game, he wobbles.
Yep.
2 or 3 plays later, he gets kneed in the head and crawls along the ground, falls down, crawls on the ground, gets up and goes back to the defensive line.
He's doing everything he can to make sure that people
and
don't see it.
then that, where the player gets binned, because it's a headshot, the independent doctor does nothing. Like, that doesn't...
And yet there's been others where they've been sent to the bin.
The Reid Mahoney one the week before, where
potentially
Tene got him square in the head,
potentially
and Mahoney just bounces back, looks at him as like, mate, if I was 3 foot bigger, I'd punch you in the face. And he gets called for a head. I don't
But
understand.
then so did, and I'm trying to think who it was in the South game. The same thing happened at the end.
Oh, I can't recall.
Rapana.
Yep.
Rapana gets slightly hit in the head.
Yep.
And the independent doctor says, you got to come off. And he's going, I don't even remember being hit in the head.
Yep.
Well,
And
that's
he's
a problem,
arguing
is that he doesn't remember.
Well,
But he wasn't. And
So it makes
really
no
is dodgy,
sense.
yeah.
If and so it kind of in my mind, if you get placed on report or 10 in the bin because you've hit someone in the head,
Yep.
well, the bloke who got hit in the head,
Yeah.
they need to go. Like, I'm sorry that it was Kalen Ponga, but they need to go. I thought it was a dodgy call.
Can I just say, I did like, just name's going out of my head, Saab running down the sideline.
He's quick.
He's quick. He's got great movement.
Yeah.
He's great technique.
Dom Young. Man,
Yeah, but
Jesus,
and you said, looking forward to him being at the Roosters next year, and it was a great try.
Yeah.
But Manly gave him no defence. I mean, they were so staggered.
Oh yeah.
But he took his opportunity.
You could have run it.
Tolu Kola had a
The worst game I've seen him play.
He looked lazy. Honestly,
Yeah, it looked like he did
really
not-
lethargic.
Apparently he's been approached by rugby union with a reasonable offer, and maybe his head's not in the game.
And
I
I
don't
agree
know.
with you. Cooper Johns is not first rate.
Is Kohler
I
going
thought that for a while.
Is Kohler going to the Roosters next year?
No, Young.
No, I've heard Roosters
No,
as well.
Kohler.
no, he's not.
We've got enough backs. We don't need more backs.
I've heard.
Don't.
Roosters.
Bull, don't. No, you know what? I hear every rumour about my club, and that's a lie.
Well, but everybody who leaves the club's going to the Roosters. I mean,
That's
know,
right.
it's a joke.
What was I going to say?
I've got that on record, so when it happens, I'll let you know.
Oh, fine. Well, we'll take it.
All right.
You've thrown me off now.
Sorry,
I was going to say
Did it
something
well.
about that game.
don't bother.
Cool, Saab, Garlic.
I talked about Cooper Johns.
Oh, Cooper Johns. I just want to apologise, Sally. I have never in my life bagged a Manly player, even when I have intensely disliked them, e.g. Nate Miles, who probably didn't do much at my club. I bit my lip when he was playing. Cooper Johns is just not ready for first grade.
Why are you apologising to
I'm
Sally?
apologising to Sally because Sally loves him.
Oh, okay, all right. Okay.
And the other thing, I mean, I was probably picking on the
Just-
Johns, but
Oh, man.
Jack Johns, he seemed to be. I don't. Maybe they just weren't giving him the ball, but I was watching him to see what he's doing, and he always seemed to be out of the play. I mean, almost like he was evading the play. I don't know, but
And I got to
he wasn't
say,
giving him the ball.
I think Schuster's reading his own press, starting to believe his own press.
He was
'Cause
great. He was great
He
in the
did
first half.
in the first half. He
Yeah.
was, but then he went very quiet. And
He's not match fit. That's only his second match back, and his kicking game was off. Like,
Okay.
geez, didn't we miss Cherry?
Yeah,
All right.
Parker, Garrick, your standards, they Croker, they all put in.
All right,
all right, we want to move on.
Panthers leading the comp 18.
Hang on, whoa. So the buys were the Dogs, Sharks, Titans, Storm, Panthers, Roosters, and West Tigers.
Yes.
So now
All right. Panthers, Sharks, Broncos, Storm, all on 18. One game behind them. Rabbitohs, Dolphins, Raiders. One game behind them. Warriors, Titans, Roosters. 1 point behind them. Sea Eagles and the Knights. The Eels and the Doggies on 12. And we have our bottom three. And I want to know, do you think this will change? Tigers, Cowboys, Dragons. Will it change?
Yes. What, you mean those three? I think that order might change. I think you could also throw the Bulldogs in there as possible.
Well, we'll see after this week.
Yeah.
Because you've got to remember the Tigers and St George, have they had their buys yet? Actually,
the Tigers have had 2.
I've had a couple of people agree with me on the radio this week that it is so confusing with the buys. Just give no points for the buys, because some ladders on some sites will put the buy points
early,
in.
yeah.
Some will not put them in.
Yeah.
So just get rid of the points and say buy column, no points. That gives a truer reflection of
but after
teams that have played the games and not play the games. It just drives me nuts.
No, I don't have a problem with it. Look I mean,
because
now
it inflates the Roosters. The Roosters should be on 10 points basically,
yes, right.
and they would be even further down.
But
it's
by the end of the season,
belong.
it's all balanced out anyway.
I know, but I just think it's a poor reflection.
And
Take your equal eighth, Tom.
No,
if you took the buy points out, you'd still have some teams that have played more than others,
Sure.
and it would still wrongly inflate
but
what's
it would
looking
mean
at the table.
the tables would all be even.
State of Origin, gentlemen, on Wednesday night.
Can't wait. Bit nervous, but can't wait.
I'm going to say Queensland by 16.
You're such a loser. Fair dinkum. This. Just calm, Brian. Calm.
Take a pill. Queensland by 16. And I'm going to tell you why. I don't like the team we've picked. And I've said that before, and I'm openly...
what?
Well, I don't like... Teddy shouldn't be there. Turbo shouldn't be there. We've now lost Latrell. There's a potential we're going to lose Cleary. We have lost Campbell Graham. Haas is going to be... is looking... Although he's going to be named, he's probably a little bit injured still with his ankle. I think we're in trouble. Now, who do I want to win? I'm going to say New South Wales, because I'm a loyal New South Wales person.
No, you're not. You're as bad as... You know what? You're as...
Hang on. I haven't finished yet.
Calm.
I'm a loyal New South Wales person, and I will be cheering somewhat for New South Wales.
On your own, by the sounds of it.
On my own, by the sounds of it, because no one wants to come watch a game with me. But that's fine. It's probably better that way. But I'm telling you, I worry about the team. Okay. Brian, over to you. Now, don't let emotion come into it. Give me facts.
Oh, well, you are as bad as Matty Johns. You know what? You people just... Why don't you just move to Queensland and put on your maroon jersey?
Oh, I wish.
You know what? Andrew Johns is right. You guys are just a bunch of suckers blowing smoke up their asses. I'm serious. I can't stand Queensland. Our team is better. Teddy deserves to be there. He's the damn Australian captain. He's had an average season, but he's coming back. He's playing behind a beaten forward pack, the same as Turbo, whose stats are better than anyone else in the game. Campbell Graham doesn't want to play for New South Wales. He couldn't even play for the Rabbitohs. He's out. Who cares if Latrell's not there? He's not even a centre. Crichton's a better centre. You got nothing. You have got nothing. I cannot believe you said that. That just... It pisses me off. Right.
Okay.
Right.
Take a pill. Shh. Calm down now. Calm. Deep breaths. Come on. Okay. Now for the voice of reason, Tom.
No, I got nothing now after all that. Jeez. I want New South Wales to win.
So frustrated.
I think the team will do the job.
Thank you, Tom.
Because they know they need to win in Adelaide. Because I think we go to Queensland next, don't we? We go to Queensland to finish in Sydney.
Then Sydney, I think. Yeah.
So we need to win this one.
Because we're not going to win in Queensland.
Well, there's a possibility we'll lose in Queensland.
We won't lose at all. We're going to win 3-0.
Okay.
The mentality of these so-called supporters is irritating.
Give me some facts to back that
I've
up.
already told you.
You haven't. You've told me your emotion about how frustrated you are.
No, I've already told you. Teddy is the Australian and New South Wales captain. The bloke has not ever had a bad game in a rep jersey.
He loves him except for the fact that he plays for the Roosters.
So what are you going to say? You're going to say, oh, let's drop him and put in Dylan Edwards. Oh, no, you want Latrell at fullback. Latrell doesn't even want to play. Oh, I've hurt my calf again. What is this? How many years in a row has Latrell missed out because he's too unfit to play?
Okay, I want everyone to go onto Facebook. Onto our Facebook page from the Sidelines and put down who you think will win, New South Wales or Queensland,
Oh.
and what they will
Why?
win by.
Who cares? It'll be a bunch of New South Wales players who go, Queensland, oh, they're so good.
And
You know,
then-
I'd blow it up there.
And in a minute, Brian's going to tell you what he really thinks.
That's right.
Oh, it irritates me. I cannot believe you came out with that.
Listen, in the
He's
cup-
got to be stirring me. He's got to be stirring me.
In the cupboard behind you is some alcohol.
I love your passion, Brian. I really do. I love your passion.
I can't stand it. That's what I said. We should pick Nico Hines. Why? Because he hates Queensland.
Brian, do you want to see?
What?
Look how red you are right now. And it's not your
I'm
cap.
fired up. All right.
Better get to the next round.
Calm down.
Oh dear.
People will
Okay.
switch off.
I'm just calming down now. All right.
Okay.
What are we up to?
Let's go.
Round 14.
I'm scared to go
It's
anywhere
another
now.
short round, by the way.
It's another short round.
All right.
Oh, more buys. Still haven't got one. Okay. Campbelltown Sports Stadium, where the West Tigers and the Canberra Raiders are playing on Friday night.
I think this will be a competitive game, but I think the Raiders are on a roll.
Yeah. The bike couldn't have come at a worse time for the Tigers.
Oh, hang on. Sorry. Go back.
What?
New South Wales by how much?
Oh, by 50.
Tom.
8 by
New
8.
South Wales
New
by
South Wales
8.
by 8, yes.
58.
Okay,
Plus your 16.
So you've gone Raiders?
Yeah.
So you were
Hey,
going
I
Raiders.
want to know.
Raiders.
So Jared Croker could be playing his 300.
No, he's not.
No,
Yeah, no.
Quarterback.
But they're resting him.
Yes.
Yeah.
And apparently this has caused a big media.
Yes, it has.
Media.
Oh, because they're not letting him play his 300, but he wants to play his 300 in front of the home
And
crowd.
why shouldn't he be allowed
well,
to?
that's
Yeah, that's right. I agree. It's nobody's business but the Raiders.
That's right.
Exactly.
It's his coach and Jared Croker. They've
And
made the
it's an
decision.
agreement between the coach and the player to say, I'm not going to get you to play this week, and he says, no worries, sweet.
I mean, at the end of his career,
No.
at the end of the year, let's say his career ends this year, which it probably will.
Yep.
The fact that he's got 317 or 316,
doesn't matter.
who cares? The fact
Yeah.
he's made 300.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he deserves to celebrate that.
I
He's
agree.
Green,
Because-
he bleeds green.
Because
Yep.
301 is not 300.
No.
Yeah.
and it just would take away from it.
Yeah, look, as I said, like I'm not the greatest a fan of Jared Croker's.
Oh, I love him. I think he's
But the
great.
fact that he hung in with the Raiders and worked
Yeah.
his backside off to
Yeah.
get in the first grade
Gotta
again,
admire that.
mate,
Gotta
100% makes
Yeah.
him, in my mind,
And I think he's
sensational.
been playing some decent footy as well. It's not like he's been just added in there.
No.
I think he's actually been holding up his end of
Oh,
defence.
100%.
Okay, so we're all going Raiders.
Yep.
Okay, let's go to Go Media Stadium. Where's Go Media Stadium? Is that Auckland? isn't it?
Auckland.
Auckland. Warriors and the Dolphins.
I think the first question will be, how many pitch invaders will there be?
Yeah, that was a bit embarrassing the other night.
Well, I held the game up for 10 minutes or something.
Apparently, you can't find them because they weren't naked. You can only find a pitch invader if they're naked.
Look, I'm going to back the Warriors to,
well, not
to
in
lift.
Australia.
I'm going to
No,
back the
but in New
Warriors to
Zealand.
lift at home, but I think it'll be a very tight match because the
Yeah.
Dolphins give nothing away.
I'm going to go Dolphins. I think the Dolphins can do it.
Well, I'm going to go the Dolphins.
This
and
will
this
be
is,
after Origin too, so
Yeah.
I'm going to go the Dolphins. Now, bearing in mind, I've only picked the Dolphins 3 times this year, and it's the 3 losses that they've had. Just throwing that out there for anyone who's listening. So, Tom, you're
Oh.
probably right.
So you're going Dolphins then? Well, I might change to
Don't
the
blame me.
Warriors. Let's go to Seabus Super Stadium where the Gold Coast Titans are playing the South Sydney Rabbitohs.
Oh, I wonder if Sook Trell and his mate Campbell are going to play.
Latrell probably won't.
Trell will be out. Campbell might. Trell will be out. Trell will be out for 1 to 3 weeks. He might not even make game 2.
Please. You wouldn't get picked now, wouldn't you?
If this had been
please.
if this had been a Rabbitohs home ground, I think that was a no-brainer. But I think given the Rabbitohs will be coming off Origin, I'll give the Titans a very narrow chance.
Right?
Rabbits.
Boy, that was like
Mind
poison,
you,
wasn't it?
the Rabbits are coming off 2 losses in a row, so they'll be
They are.
fired up.
And hopefully we'll have Campbell
Yeah.
Campbell Graham back. Hopefully have Cameron Murray back.
Look, and look, let's face it, they only lost on the weekend for goal kicking. Like,
Oh,
and,
no,
and
it
the
was
Titans,
only two
And
innings.
Cody's had a
yeah,
superb
yeah,
season.
but yeah, equal tries.
Yeah.
Like, you know. So, yeah, and I'm not, I don't think the Titans have got it in them, to be honest.
Sharks and the Broncos on
Good game.
Saturday night as well.
Yeah.
Shark Park.
Yeah, I'm going Sharks. I hate the Bronx. I hate them. I hate Queensland at this time, and I hate the Broncos.
Is that an objective view?
That is a totally objective view.
Yeah, he hasn't had an objective view all night.
Go the Sharkies. Oh, even that's horrible to say.
Yeah, look, I'm going to give the Sharks a chance at home.
Yeah, I agree. And only because it's at home. If this was up in Suncorp, I'd be going Broncos. Roosters and the Dogs.
Gulp.
I'm going Dogs.
Yeah, actually, I agree with you. Gulp. This is a danger game for the Roosters.
Absolutely. Look, this is this could be their season. I mean, if they've had a bye, they almost won, except for the bounce of the ball against the Dragons, which was nothing to say. They've either sorted themselves out or they're just going to keep losing.
Yep.
So, I'm obviously going the Roosters with no confidence.
And we could be talking about wooden spoon for the Roosters.
I know, it's not going to happen. But we're going to have Jared Hargraves back. We're going to have Tupou back. We're going to have Sam Walker's.
Sam Walker's out for a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Yep.
But we'll have Tupes and we'll have Jared back. That'll make a big difference.
Brian?
Dogs.
Dogs?
Yeah, 100%.
100% dogs.
Yeah, I'm looking at the sports bet odds here, and I'm going, I don't know how the Bulldogs are that far outside us.
Can someone tell me where Industry Group Stadium
It's
is?
Gosford.
Gosford.
Central Coast Stadium.
Oh, is that Central
And we've got a woeful.
Oh, yeah, you
woeful
do.
record
Okay.
there.
Yeah, dogs for me as well. Queensland Country Bank Stadium, where Cowboys and Melbourne Storm. Yeah.
Provided Munster gets through State of Origin, and I hope he gets broken in half. So,
but he's perennially injured before State of Origin anyway. So
yeah,
you can't take any notice.
No, but I want him broken in half.
Yeah, but the problem is there are no players now for New South Wales who are going to break him in half.
Tavita Pangai Jr. is an angry man who shouldn't be there.
Tavita Pangai Jr. will be in the bin within 5 minutes of the game start.
Because he's broke Munster in half.
He's showing his Queensland bid. There you go. See.
And look, this is going to be a really close game. This last one.
The only way this is going to be close is if all the Panthers Origin players get completely massacred.
Look, I would not be
But
surprised.
even if they bring in their reserve grade, they're still going to beat St George.
Cleary's they're all going to be rested, and the Panthers will still win by about 30. I'm telling you, the Dragons I'm off, and Barry, I'm sorry, I keep picking him. You're coming stone motherless last. You suck. Panthers.
And you were lucky to win last week too, or the week before.
No, that wasn't luck. That was the bounce of the footy going your way.
You're going Panthers, Tom?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, me too.
Yeah.
Which means Manly, Newcastle, and Parramatta have the bye.
So you can rest easy this week, Brian.
That's right.
You can I?
Yes,
Oh no, State of Origin's coming and my blood pressure goes up a bit.
you can't lose this weekend.
Yes.
All right, okay. Brian, anything intelligent you want in the show?
And I do have a question.
Oh, okay.
So apparently,
is this going to be a
yeah,
South
no,
one? 'Cause it's getting
no.
long in the-
You'll know. Nathan Cleary apparently has a tooth infection.
Yes.
Who's been called into the squad?
Well,
No, I think
Hines
they think
replace
yeah,
him.
Hines will replace him if.
But then you need somebody else.
Okay. All right, no problem. That's all I want.
So
I
bring
wasn't
Hines
qual-
in and put Cody on the bench.
No, you wouldn't.
Please. My goodness.
I love revving him up.
My goodness. All right, continue on.
No, there is a vendetta against South players in the Blues team. So
Because they pull out. They're obviously not up to it.
no,
They're weak.
no.
They
because-
don't want to play.
because
They're sookies. Sookie little lalas. You don't play for New South Wales. I'm scared. I'm going to get hurt. I love the Queensland jersey so much.
SOOK stands for State of Origin Kills.
All right, continue on. That's my wrap up for the week.
all right, that's good. Tom, anything you want in the show with?
No, I think I've had enough.
Okay.
No, it's been good. Been good, entertaining
Was
tonight.
there a ritual burning of this jersey?
No, thanks.
Oh, okay.
Bloody ugly. Continue. Sorry, Steve.
All of my friends at work are going to be filthy at you for these comments. They
All
spent their hard earned on these
all of
beautiful
Tom's
jerseys.
friends at work.
Thank you.
All of Tom's friends at
Simone
work.
and the rest.
Why do you hate him so?
Yeah. Why do you hate us so much?
I'm gonna make sure Simone
You don't even
watches-
know us and you hate us.
Make sure Simone watches this show.
Oh, dear. Simone.
Simone, why do you hate us? Why?
Seriously? A bunch of flowers who
She's
would
a
have
dog
preferred.
supporter. She said she almost made us sick buying this jersey for me.
Oh,
Right.
yeah.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, I can.
But
I
she
can,
did it.
I can see a little
Thank
bit of
you,
vomit on the
Simone.
back.
All right, thank you for watching. This is From the Sidelines with Tom, Brian and Steve. I hope you've enjoyed the show. Don't forget you can watch us on Facebook, on YouTube, or you can download this podcast on Spotify, which we actually have to realise that we can't be talking about things that people can't see if they're downloading in public. So we're making fun of Tom because he's wearing a Roosters jersey.
Yes.
For that,
a retro.
go back 40
jersey.
minutes.
Heritage jersey.
Yeah, retro one.
Yes.
All right. Thanks for watching. We'll do it all again next week. Enjoy State of Origin. Bye-bye.
Bye.